Well, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, my 4C gang? Um, Let me get myself together. Let's talk about it. Y'all know what I was eating today. How y'all doing, first of all? I was eating today and I bit my jaw. So the whole side of my jaw hurt. I don't know if that's me getting old, being 56 or what it is. Welcome in. Hey, Shalonda. Hey, happy wife life. How you doing? 4C gang for life, everything like the original channel. So look, y'all, we're going to talk about this today. It's been on my heart. Something right here in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, let me sit up right now. Well, I'm having a little pain in my leg, y'all. I wish I can, y'all pray for my leg. Pray that God just takes this pain all the way away because I have not been, I'm already in pain for other things. Pain in my heart. But to have added pain, I just don't care. Lord, take it away, Jesus, please. Okay, so tonight, I want to talk about Marvin Winans. We all know the Winans family, the gospel family of Detroit. I think they're the biggest, well-known gospel family besides the Clark sisters, but they all from Detroit. Detroit. You know how he is in Detroit. In Michigan, you have the Clark sister, the
It
one.
was free. It's chicken salad though. That's all they had. That
Uh,
and tuna.
okay. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I was hungry. They brought me. Okay. So anyway, let me just name some of y'all, some of the people that comes from gospel. First of all, Aretha Franklin, okay, the queen of gospel. I always would say you got the Clark sisters, you got the Winans, you have Latasha Page Lockhart, you got her mama. I forget her name. You have um oh oh my God, what's the boy's name? Jay Moss. You got Reverend James Moore. You have um Take Six. What's his name? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Oh my God, the light skinned guy. You have Vanessa Bell Armstrong. You have Rance Allen. You have um, he's from Flint, but he's from Michigan. Never would have made it. Marvin Sapp. You have so many. You got Dietrich Haddon from Detroit. It's so many gospel stars from Detroit. But come on now, stop giving us a bad name. So I am at the point where I'm calling. Oh yeah, I'm opening up these graham crackers. I'm calling Marvin Winans the Dr. Umar of the church of pastors. He is the Dr. Umar of pastors. And I have some friends that go to that church. Lisa Page Brooks just joined his church. That's Tasha Page Lockhart, mama. Church is called Perfecting Church. I went to his church years ago, before he was in the location he's in now. It was a little smaller church. And when I went to this church, and I'm only can tell the truth in my experience, BB and CC Winans was there, and they was up front, and it was like a musical. Hey, El Cheapo, how you doing, baby? It was like a musical, and I mean, because it was just the same, and I was like, okay, I want to hear some good preaching. So they was like taking up an offering, and they were like, everybody's gonna donate $1,000, stand over here. Everybody's gonna donate $500, stand over here. And it was just these high amounts, and I'm standing there like, okay, what about the $5 people? Or hell, the $1 people? It was like we weren't even acknowledged. It's like, and people were jumping up, and it's like, see me because I'm donating this money, and that was a big turnoff to me. And BB Winans got up there. He said, you know what? My brother claimed the name, and it moved me to write him a check for $1,000. And I'm thinking, everybody can't write a check for $1,000. We have mega churches here, and the reason I don't like going to mega churches, for one, that's too many people for somebody to be able to. I want to have a personal relationship with the pastor, and you can't have a personal relationship with the pastor in a mega church unless you give him mega money. The more money you get, the more the pastor gonna know you. Okay. Now, I personally think that Marvin Winans is money hungry. I don't like the way he asks for money. People like, well, the people in his church, they ain't complaining. Okay, and the people that don't go to his church have a right to their opinion. One of his members, come on, I'm not gonna mention his member's name, but one of his members just put up, he was taken up for him, but then he put up a post saying, hey, can anybody give me a ride to so and so because my car is not fixed or it's not ready? And I'm thinking, didn't you just give Marvin $1,000 and then another $1,000? It didn't make no sense. So now you on here asking somebody to give you a damn ride. Come on. How dumb is that? You know, and I wanted to call him out on it, but I didn't say anything. But you sitting here taking up for Marvin. You taking up for Marvin about asking for that money, but you on here asking somebody, can they give you a ride somewhere? If you didn't give him that $2,000, you wouldn't have had to been on there asking nobody for no ride. I would have been embarrassed to be on there asking, just giving that man $2,000. People don't get it. I met Marvin Webster. I mean Marvin Winans. I was doing a play with his brother Daniel Winans. You know, me and Daniel Winans fell out when we were on the road. They were like divas. They all were like divas. And Daniel Winans, who I had never heard of, I really had. We cool now. I'm talking about at that point, I had never heard of Daniel Winans. I knew the Winans. The question is, we'll have it tomorrow. I knew that. I didn't know anything about BB and CC, Debbie and Angie. And I knew none of them. So all I knew about Daniel, his last name. And the the guy that sold the merchandise guy, Tony, him and I were real cool. And so he would set up the stuff to sell Dottie Peoples and Reverend James Moore and Angela Bofield and Melissa Morgan, all the stars. He would sell their stuff in the lobby for them. And Daniel Winans, it was always not sold in stores. He was selling his CDs, but they weren't sold in stores, which means you didn't have a contract or anything. You couldn't buy them in stores. And Daniel Winans was such a diva. Hey, Daphne. Hey, Cooper's Kitchen. Yeah, he did embarrass LA. So Daniel Winans was such a diva. And so I hung with the crew. I didn't even ride on the bus with the church folk. Even though I was in the play, they just wasn't my caliber, and I couldn't be I wanted to be on a tour bus where I could smoke a cigarette. We could smoke a joint. We could have a cocktail, even though we was in the gospel play. I rode with the crew. Well, I remember finishing. We was in Fayetteville, and I was waiting on the crew to break down the set so we can go to the next city. And I'm standing there and I'm smoking a cigarette. And Daniel Weiner is walking past, but the people leaving the play are waving. They was like, oh my God, you did a good job. They're waving. I'm like, thank you, thank you. So Daniel Weiner comes up to me and go, hey, you shouldn't let the people see you smoking a cigarette. I said, excuse me? He said, you should smoke them cigarettes in your hotel room. I said, your name is nowhere on my contract. Who are you to tell me where I can? First of all, I didn't sign a contract with you. I signed it with Marvelous Entertainment. So he said, oh, you're going to have to answer to me. We had a big old blowout. I said, look here, you not sold in stores. I said, I didn't even know who you were. Oh, we had a big old thing, and we didn't speak. We did not speak for a couple of weeks on that tour. And then he was like, he told the promoter, he was like, you got fags on the tour. And I was like, your brother Ronald is the biggest queen I know. Ronald Wine is the big black one. He was a queen. So this is no shade, no tea. I'm just saying what I know. He's a big queen. So anyway, Daniel's son, Jeremy, was on the tour with us. And Jeremy is now actually, I ain't talked to him in a while, but Jeremy loved me on that tour. He loved being in my dressing room because my character was the most hilarious character. So, and Daniel couldn't stand that. And his son had to be about 12, 13. He was everybody's little kid on the tour. And he grown now. He said, we Facebook friends. When I look at him, I said, well, that little boy really grown up. But he loved being up under me. And it was so funny because I knew his daddy didn't like me. So we went to this one little country town one time. We were there getting ready to perform at some kind because it was Chitlin Circuit. And I remember going into this mom and pop record store with tapes and records and all of this back in when they sold all that. And so we're standing there and Jeremy Winans, who is Daniel Winans' son. This was so fucking hilarious because he was like, he said, "Oh, there go my mama." No, he said, "No, there go my grandmama," because it was. He said, my grandma, they had Mama Winans and Pop Winans. They had a tape of them in there. They had. He said, "There go my aunt and uncle," and he said, let me see my dad. Oh, my daddy not in here, and I cracked up laughing because he knew his daddy wasn't in there, and he was on my side. He was like a little rebel against his daddy. But anyway, Daniel did called in my room one time. He said, "Mike, hey," and this is his way of trying to be nice because he had got into it with quite a few people. I mean, almost on fist fight playing that Jiba. He would get mad because, well, I guess he did have a right. The wardrobe lady would like put me. She had this pink star she would have for me, and that's how I knew what my dressing room was. And she would have me next to all the headliners. And I remember him looking and saying, "Oh, where my dressing room at? Really? Oh, somebody hit." And he was looking dead at me like I'm the one who took the dressing room. I didn't pick out the dressing room. And the tensions got so high that day. And oh, Mario Winans, yeah. I love Mario. That's Vicky's son. That's Vicky Winans' son. He's not really a Winans. But now let me tell you this. I was in love with him too though. But anyway, so they ended up praying because it had got, I mean, Daniel Winans was jealous of Dottie Peoples, and I had never seen I mean, so much jealousy and hatred. This was all out the church folk. All out the church folk. So anyway, we prayed. Before we was going on stage. It didn't bother me because I still was gonna go do what I gotta do. So anyway, I'm in my hotel room. You always had a list with everybody's room number in case you needed them for something. And Daniel Winans called me and he was like, "Mike," he was like, "Hey," he said, "Do you have any matches?" I said, "Huh?" That was his way of wanting to let me know, okay, your smoking doesn't bother me. He said, "Because I need some," because he had to use the bathroom and he wanted to light a match so it wouldn't smell so bad. And I said, "Yeah, I got some." And he sent his son to get them. And then he said, "Hey, look, I'm taking some people out, for dinner. Would you like to come out? Because, I want to talk." Because by this time, wasn't nobody speaking to him almost. And he took us out to dinner, quite a few of us. And when I tell y'all, I ordered so much food on Daniel Winans. I know he had money, baby, because Daniel Winans was doing one song and probably getting paid $5,000 to $6,000 a week for that one song. Getting paid $5,000 to $6,000 a week to sing one song a day. He had 8 shows. But I sat there and I ordered shrimp cocktail. Oh my God, I ordered steak. Oh, everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. I was like, baby, he said order what I want, and I ordered what the hell I wanted. Because this was his way of making amends, and he really did. And so, anyway, that was my first encounter with a wine. Then we get here in Detroit. We're doing the play. Marvin Winans come backstage. First, it was the mom and pop Winans. I remember them coming up to me. They was like, "Willie boy, oh, I hope you change," because I played the gay role. They was so much on the gay character, and it kind of threw me off because I was like, "Y'all know y'all son gay, right?" So I can imagine what Ronald probably went through. But a couple of the sons, but okay, that's a whole nother story. A couple of them boys gay. Anyway, oh my God, I don't know. Allegedly, they was good friends with We Fall Down, but we get up. We fall down. They used to go on trips and everything down in Clark, Miss Donnie. So anyway, okay, y'all. I hope they don't see. I did tag some of them. Tiffany said, "Tell it," but come on, I'm just keeping it real. Those were the rumors for years, baby. Miss Donnie McClurkin, she was a whining. She was always going on trips with Marvin and then okay, but that's a whole nother story. So Marvin Winans comes, and I'm kind of, even though I live in Detroit, I had never met Marvin. I met Vicky. I met uh, I met Vanessa Bell Armstrong. I actually did a play with her. I met a lot of gospel stars, but I'd never met Marvin. And he walked backstage. I'll never forget. He had this long length leather trench coat on and this hat, and he walked with his head up in the air and did not speak to us, the cast. And I just looked at him. And you want to see, my thing is I feel like it's just a much pleasure for you to meet me as it is for me to meet you. So that just left a bad taste in him. Now, not to say that he walked with his head up and he was not cordial to us. And I'm not the only one that felt that way, right? I'm not the only one that felt that way. And he went to talk to his brother, and that was the only person he talked to. Okay. Now, fast forward, there was a time where he was on the news. He got robbed at a gas station over on seedy, shady side of Detroit on Finkel, and some guys got him. To this day, I think you can't pick up no boys. That's just my opinion. Allegedly, but anyway, so that was that. But now he's been building this church just as long as Dr. Umar been building that school. Come on, somebody. He been building the church just as long as Dr. Umar been building that school and been getting money for the last 20 years over it. Now, I have never been to his church since he moved to the new place. I've been outside it. I rode past him, but I have not went in. Timmy said, "You remember that story? Yeah, they took his truck and everything." So, hold on. Let's fast forward to this year. Now, I thought he was crazy. My first issue I had with him is all these sermons he was doing about gay folk and men playing gay roles. And I really felt like he was talking about Tyler. I need to go find those sermons. If I'm not mistaken, he talked about men wearing dresses. Marvin Winans has sermons letting gay folk have it. Okay, keep that. Keep that. He got these sermons, and I was like, well, your brother was gay. You might have another brother that's gay. And here you are, and I think you've had gay moments. Okay. So anyway, then I see that was the last time. So God, I don't like him even more. Now then he comes out and he says, "Listen, y'all, I want y'all to go, and I want y'all to donate me $1,000, and get one of your coworkers or somebody else to donate $1,000 as well. So that's $2,000 altogether." And I was like, "Damn, that's a lot of damn money." Yeah, if I can get somebody to give me 2,000, $1,000, I'm gonna need it. The hell, I need somebody on here to give me $1,000, right? But okay, he has the right to do that. He's the pastor of the church, and so then, is his church on Van Dyke? Yeah, it's on Van Dyke now. Yeah, they're trying to build a new one right across the street, or catty corner side. However. Now, what he wants to do with the church is good outreach and sinners, and churches say that all the time. But so anyway, y'all know it all went viral when the lady got up there and said, "Yeah, I have $2,000 on so and so, and I have another check for $235." He said, "That ain't what I said." So everybody took it as if he was letting her have it for not having the other 2,000, and that wasn't not why he was letting her have it. He was letting her have it because she didn't say it like she was supposed to. But that's still disrespectful to me. But she wasn't disrespected, so. But they also showed a video where somebody came up there and gave a check for 145. I mean, $1.45 the lady. He set that check down and didn't say nothing. Then somebody after her came and gave $800. He was like, "Yes, 800." Then it's a video of him telling people, "Look, y'all, I'm gonna get to everybody today, but the people that's giving 2,000, y'all, let them give first, and the other ones y'all can discreetly just step out of line and let these people do it." Why do people have to discreetly step out of line? Why do people got to wait? Because I'm not giving you $2,000. I got to wait to the end to give that. So it's letting me know that money makes a difference. Money is the power in the church, because you telling, let these people get, because you want these people to be acknowledged, but you ain't acknowledging the people that are giving $50, $20. Everybody can't give that. I sure can't afford $1,000. Hell, I can't afford 100. So is God gonna bless me less? Am I not as important as these people that are giving 2,000? And that is how people are. That's why people don't like to go to church. It's almost like you're paying to be in there because he's a celebrity. You're paying to see him because he's a celebrity. I'm not gonna pay you nothing. Come on. My $20 ain't good. If somebody's struggling, a lot of us are one paycheck from being homeless. A lot of us are one paycheck from not being able to pay some bills. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And so now he get all that backlash. He's on TMZ and all of that. And so then he do a video and he said, look what the devil tried to do, God made it good. He said Tyler Perry donated $100,000. And the church went in. So now I'm sitting there and I'm saying, wow, really? Don't Tyler Perry have some gay allegations going against him? Several people, several men are accusing him of gay allegations. Now you sit there and talk about how wrong the gay people are, how wrong this gay stuff is, but you can take their money. You can take their money. That is another illustration from him to how money hungry you is. Why take if you don't like the gay folk? Why take money from the gay folk? Because Tyler Perry is gay. Period. Now, if it come out that Tyler Perry is guilty of all of that, are you gonna give him that money back, Marvin? Why don't you say, hold up, my brother, handle your court cases and stuff, but let's make sure that you a man of valor, you're right. But you don't care about that because you care about the money. It ain't no secret. It's been out for years that Tyler Perry is gay. Or, but you talk about gay people, but you don't have no problem taking their money. That's what's wrong with you black churches. Y'all let the gay people up in there and direct your choirs, sing the song, usher. And see, that I ain't gonna never be in nobody's church where they sitting there laying gay folk out, and I'm gonna say, I've got up and walked out of church, certain churches, when they was talking about gay folk. And I walked out abruptly and briskly and making some noise and huffing to let you know this is why I'm leaving. Cooper's gonna say he better be careful. God will air out all pastors' dirty line in front. You look, y'all see what happened to Bishop Eddie Long. And these pastors keep doing it. Pastors, why y'all keep wanting to talk about these gay folk and what happens? The ones that talk about them always have something to come out about them. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I think Marvin Winans didn't messed around. He has all the qualities, all the criteria to mess around. He was big back in the day. Gospel. It was no secret that Ronald Winans, y'all know who Ronald Winans is, the big girl. Miss Ronald. Everybody used to call her Miss Ronald. She passed away. I wonder what she died from. Everybody accused BB Winans. I don't know, y'all. I wish BB Winans was, because I'd give him some. There's some nice looking Winans. BB Winans is a nice looking one. Um, Marvin Winans. Debbie and Angie had the song. That's why they never really made it. They had a song about it's not right, talking about gay folk. And most of y'all knowing that half these churches won't survive because gay folks are entrenched all in it. Gay folk all in the church. Come on, somebody. Gay folk all in the church. But my thing is this too. I have a question for Pastor. Why You took a job from Tyler Perry. You played in you played the pastor and I can do bad all by myself. Mm-hmm. You took that money from that gay man. You know Tyler Perry gay or bisexual at most. And that's not me, Tyler Perry. I hope if you ever see me I still work for you. I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just telling you what I think and what most people know. But I don't understand how you can preach against homosexuality and all of that, but take this man's $100,000 donation for your church. That just go to show you money is what rules you. I wonder if I went to his church and said to him, "Look, I'm gay, but I love you, Pastor. I know how you feel about gay people, but here's a check for $100,000." Would he still take it? Or tell him I'm fighting with this sexuality, this sexual demon? So I got to get up in the morning. My said, "You have a blessed day too. You have a blessed day." But see, ain't nobody gonna call him out on that. Nobody is gonna call him out. His church and y'all clapping. They clapping up a storm about the 100,000. Oh yeah, we got $100,000 donation. Now he talking about, come on, y'all. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Oh, y'all, they brought me. I wish they had Lorna Doone cookies. What is this? Well, this is a sandwich in there. So, y'all, I been and bought me a brand new house. Come on, somebody. Do anybody get what I'm saying? Do anybody get what I'm saying when I say, how are you gonna take $100,000 from a gay man? If you know they gay. I gotta get my other phone. If you don't stand on business, stand on business. Oh, hold on, y'all. My feet tingling, my jaw hurt. Martin Luther King, daddy used to be like that. Would call people out. I just listened to one pastor or this man and woman. He kept saying, "Empty all your birthday call out right now." It sounded like Jim Jones. You think God wants you to get rid of that stingy spirit? Empty your whole bank account out, and God will replenish it tenfold. And people were picking up their phone. And then it come to find out the man did not in jail. They took that money. They had Lamborghini, two mansions. People been doing that since the beginning of time. And I was listening. Somebody said tithes were never meant for church folk, and tithes were considered oil, peanuts, hay, stuff like that. I had a big debate with the lady one time about would she pay her tithes or her bill. I shut off notice bill. That was just, and she said that she would pay her tithe and that God would make a way. I said, girl, God already made a way because you had it. God don't raise no fool. God don't want you to sit in the dark. I can't see God being a God that wants you to struggle when you don't have to. Because I bet you, if you look back over Marvin Winans' career, half of these church people, they ain't giving 10% of their salary. They ain't giving 10% of the movie when they make the movie. Did he give 10% of when he married Bobby and Whitney? I'm sure they paid him. Did he give 10% of his salary from I Can Do Better All by Myself? I was looking at him a little bit sideways when he officiated Whitney Houston's funeral, and it became a Winans concert called All His Sisters and Brothers Up There. I said, well, the Winans up there. And this is not the first time that this happened to Marvin. He went up on one of the members. Oh, it was a big scandal about money. About money. Come on, somebody. I cannot be in a church that The only way I'm gonna be recognized, the only way I'm gonna be of value to that church is if I got money or I can sing a song and then the lady gets on and say, no, he didn't get smart with me. I didn't say it like I was supposed to. Stop it, girl. You look like you were his elder. He still shouldn't have talked to you in that tone and that manner. You know, I'm gonna have to put up some of his sermon on gay folk, and then play him talking about how good God is for the gay guy to give him $100. I mean, $100,000. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Am I making sense? If I'm not, these chips good as hell. I grew up Catholic. They didn't ask for no cash, and Catholic they didn't ask for cash and Catholic. They asked for ass. Okay, I'm just kidding. Hmm. All right, y'all. I hope I proved my point. Well, not my point, my opinion. This is a very quiet chat tonight, but that's okay. When I have some night, it's gonna be a little quiet like that. I'm just not gonna be in any church where I have to pay in order to be noticed. Hey, Joy. How many people here go to church and I don't like a church that passed the collection plate 3 and 4 and 5 times. Mm-mm. If I didn't give it to you the first time, what make you think I'm gonna give it to you the second time? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And a lot of people are doing this, and if people learn nothing from Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid, that man moved everybody all the way out to a jungle. And then there's been other people since this. What about the one guy, the white man? He had the house, and they went in there. It was a cult. He made everybody commit suicide, and they all was in a bunk beds. Remember that one? First of all, Ain't nobody got that powerful of a word. Nobody can talk that good, convince me that I'm not, that, you know what, God is telling me that all of us to go. No. Mm-mm. God told you that. I'll help your ass leave here. But I ain't finna go with you because of something God told you. Better days. There are better days. I don't care how sad I get. Hey, Brandy 42. I don't care how sad I get. Ain't no pastor, no deacon, no priest, no prophetess, no nothing gonna tell me what I need to do because God told them. God told me to sign your house over and your car over to me. And he gonna supply you with another one. What the hell? And you have some people that will do it. You have some people out here donating to these schools, to Dr. Umar's school. I think the people are dumb as hell. You got people that are allowing pastors to manipulate them and talk to them any kind of way. You ain't finna, first of all, you ain't finna talk to me any kind of way. Not asking me for my money. Because see, if I had went to Pastor Winans church and he would have said all the people that don't have 2,000 said, I would have stood up anyway and said, look, I got a bad back and I'm giving you this $40 that I got and I'm going to sit on down. But we're talking about these Pastor Marvin Winans and him taking that $100,000 from Tyler Perry. But yet you preach against gay folk. And why would you take that money? And Tyler Perry got several cases against him about sexual harassment to these men. I guess that don't matter. Money matters. Money matters first. Oh, look, Brandy's speaking to Upward, and you don't even know Upward. If Upward in here, I don't know. Upward ain't in here. Look, Upward got it going on, don't she? Brandy loves some Upward. Upward ass ain't even in here that I know of. She might be listening. Hey, Upward Independent. I'm side-eyeing you, girl. And I thank you for your services. In the chat. No, I know. I don't even think she's in the chat, Brandon. I'm just playing with you, Brandon. Um, I think she said she was going to listen. But yeah, I'm talking about these pastors that's asking for this money, these people for money, and the way they're asking and the disrespect of how they're asking. Come on. It kind of remind me of these content creators that make people believe they should be lucky. You don't just you keep doing it. I'm gonna take your goddamn rent. Take it, take it. Oh, he said, laugh out loud, Mike. I love you. Drop the link. I'll come up. Okay, I sure will. Brenda had the Betty's that. I was like, she was like, hey, Upward. Y'all know Upward my girl though, so I'm mad because Upward ain't up here. I don't know where she at. I talked to her before I went live, but I knew she had a busy day today. But she still could have came in. Shout out to Upward, y'all. But yeah, um, I ain't giving no money like no, no. And would you look? And everybody kept saying that that black woman should have took that money right back. She said, "I'll work on it." And see, she didn't even know because he said, "Nope, that's not what I told you." She said, "Well, I'll work on the other eight, the other 800." So she was even confused. I'm tired of people making excuses for these pastors, these disrespectful pastors. Because see, they ain't got the real one. Y'all some church folk. You know, I noticed that a lot of y'all church folk are scared to um to challenge the pastor. I was telling somebody this other day. It was Pentecostal Sunday, and I had on all white. And I was up in the church, and the pastor was touching people on the head. They was falling back, and I can tell the way he was looking at me. When he went to touch me, he just knew I was gonna fall, and I was not falling in my white. I was too clean, too sugar sharp, and I didn't feel it. And he was pushing, and I was pushing back, and he was pushing my. He was. It was like a tug of fucking war. I almost started to push him down. I started to tap his head and push his head down because it almost was like we was in a fight. He pushing me backwards even more, and I pushed him. No, I'm not. I looked him dead in the eyes. I said, "May the best hand win, because I ain't falling." You can keep on the talking, but come on. Kept trying to see, and that's what we do in church. We do it. We see what we think we're supposed to do. Don't be falling when they touch you on your head. If you don't feel like falling, and that ain't in you, don't do it. Cause now you done fell down on the ground. You don't know how long to stay down there. You sitting and looking out of one eye to see if other people still laying down. You don't know whether you still they done threw a little cloth over you. Hell, one time I fell asleep laying down up there. They had to wake me up. I got so damn comfortable. I said, "Y'all come get me. I ain't getting up." But they woke me up right before that collection. Woke me right up before it was time to get some money. But see, I got a new one. I got a new way to do it now. I catch the Holy Ghost right before they do collection. Right before they take up an offer, I catch the Holy Ghost and run up out to church. And I don't come back. I don't come back until his offering is over. Soon as I see them grabbing them baskets, I start screaming and shouting and running and jumping. And can't nobody stop me. It's like fire down in my soul. Try it. We ain't got no money on Sundays. Because them old days of just going up there touching the basket, you can't do that no more. We ain't got no, you just touch the basket. I ain't got nothing. You know, one time I put an empty envelope in the basket. I sure did. And I wrote in the Lord, deliver me. Because all I seem to do is hurt me. Mm, yes. I guess Brandy, I don't know what happened to Brandy. I dropped the link, Brandy. Mm. Oh, yeah, I'm laying here trying. I just took a pill for my leg, y'all. Y'all hear that beeping noise? Oh, let me see what sandwich this is. I'm hungry. Maybe I should ask all my subscribers for $2,000. and see how. Matter of fact, everybody give me 1,000 and get up somebody get one of your friends to give 1,000. Okay, what is this? Something that's cutting hair. No. Let's see. Chicken. Oh, this is chicken salad. Now your whole body be sore, y'all. I feel like I'm 56 now, and I don't like that. My eyes hurting. What is it? You can crush your eyes. You can stump it. What they say? What was that saying? You can cross your eyes. You can stump your people, but this black, but you just can't be. Do Lord Father God, I thank you. I thank you for this. I remember being a little young kid with all that energy, running up and down the steps, in and out the house, in and out the house. Oh, energy for days. Hmm. My mama said, she said, one day you'll get older. I said, I ain't gonna never get old. Oh, I said, I ain't gonna never get old, mama. What up, Brandy in the building? Hey, baby.
Mike, I just was about to sit there and say I'm backstage, and it took a lot for me to get up here. They changed a lot of shit. I'm like, I feel like I'm off of work and I'm working again to get up on this damn panel.
I know because you know what? Sometimes, like when Mika tried to come up here and somebody else, I couldn't bring them up.
It's a lot. Like Mike, usually I would sit there and I would hit the link and I would be able to come up. But this time
Right.
they had me going through fucking hula hoops, and I'm like, man, I'm exhausted. Like I had enough kids to the point where I don't need to be flipping and turning like this. And then I'm off right now. Like, why the fuck do I feel like I'm bending over fucking backwards and I ain't even getting paid for this shit right now?
Come on. You know what? They have changed a lot with StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because normally when somebody come back, it just say add to the stage. And I guess it's the way that people come in what I can do because when they come, I'm like, I can't add you. And I hope they don't think I'm being funny, but I'm like, I really can't add you.
No, I'm gonna sit there and let anybody to sit there and feel that way when they go through that. It's not you. You have to sit there. It's just like it seems like you have to re-registrate to sit there and come up
Uh-huh.
with somebody's panel again because I literally had to put my email in again, put my
Wow.
name in again. I had to literally
Damn.
redo stuff like that. So I could truthfully sit there and say it's not you or any other panel holder that has other people that try to come up and they go through that. It's not y'all. It's YouTube that got everybody going through this shit all over again.
See, I didn't know that you had to put your damn. That's a lot.
Yeah. Look, I was sitting here. I was like, God damn it, I'm off. Why the hell? I said, Mike better be happy that I love him because I'll be
But
like, Mike, you know what? Fuck this.
Brandy, I would have been back in your chat tomorrow, girl. I tried to come up, but hell, I'm here. So look, I was talking about the past. So that was just on my because I know you saw the Marvin Winans.
uh-uh.
You know the clip of him where he asks people in his church to donate $1,000 and to get somebody else, like a coworker or something, to donate 1,000 so they can donate 2,000 altogether.
No, I didn't see
Okay.
that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so it went viral because of them. Now I know him, because it's here in Detroit. I know he that type of man, and that's what people want to be that dumb to do it. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the lady got up there and she was like, "Look," she said, "I got one check for $1,000." She said, "I got another check for $235." He said, "That's not what I asked for."
Uh, he's like, I asked for what I asked for. You better bring it in
No.
on this donation.
And so everybody was like, "I would have took my check back and politely said thank you and walked the fuck up out of there." Um. So, but he really was saying he had said about a certain order, but it still was the way he talked to her. And
Mm-hmm.
then the people that was donating, he even said that y'all that don't have the 2,000, um, won't y'all kind of ease on out the line, and we'll get to y'all, but let me get those people. That was a polite way of saying y'all ain't shit.
Yeah, because you don't have nothing to put in my pockets. Because one thing that, don't get me wrong, I don't think anything's wrong with going to church. Like, I don't think anything's wrong with going to a kingdom hall. I don't think that
Yeah.
anything's wrong with going to a prayer chapter, like a prayer chapel. It's just the people that you're praying to, sometimes they don't be the God that you want them to be. It be the people that is overseeing it, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. Like, the preacher, and who the Messiah, or whoever they sit there and say is supposed to be the person that they're praying to, that's supposed to get all these things. And he's supposed to, when you are in the church or in the chapel, it's when you donate, it's not to donate to that preacher or that pastor or that person. It's supposed to be to keep the lights on in that area, to keep the
yeah.
funding going on for things that y'all need, not for him to be rolling around 3 months later with a Benz, you know, and a nice watch, and his wife gets the flyest Gucci bag. It's not meant, that money's not meant for that. It's meant to keep the cycle of going on where y'all have somewhere to go pray.
You know what? They had a video where, and this because they trying these pastors now. The pastor was like, he driving the Benz. He said, "This is for y'all. This is for the church. This is for y'all." So somebody said, "Can we drive it?" He was like, "Nope." So
Right.
but a lot of these people, you ain't gonna let me have it and tell me about how I can afford. I told you I had a big debate with this girl years ago about. I asked, she was so devout church person. I said, "So if your light bill was due and your tithes was due, and your tithes could cover your light bill, would you pay your light bill or would you pay your tithe?" And I said, "Your lights were going to get cut off that same day." She was like, "You know what? I would pay my tithes because I know God gonna cover it. God got me." I'm like, "Girl, that God already had you because you had the money."
Oh, see, I was about to sit there and cuss, because I was about to say she was a stupid female. I was about to use some profanity with saying that, but no. At the end of the at the end of the day, this is, you know what? One thing about it is, when it comes to religion, a lot of black people are trapped in the religion that we were raised in with slave mentality. We sit there,
Hmm.
a lot of religion comes from, and a lot of things that black people do is some of the things that we was raised in, that came from our ancestors, where they used a lot of the religion to scare the hell out of us. You know what I'm saying? If
Yes,
you
they
run,
did. Yes, they
God's
did.
not gonna like that. If you don't do this, God's not gonna like that. I'm the type of person, and there's a lot of people that don't understand that. I'd be like, you know what? I don't need to go to a church. I don't need to give nobody my motherfucking money to sit there and say how much I love God and God is in me. I don't have to
Right,
do that.
right.
God knows how I am. He sees me as a person every day. Remember, God's supposed to be able to see everything, and he knows all. So I don't have to go to nobody's church and pay a bum person in there. Because I remember the one church that I was trying to put my son in. This man had a whole ankle bracelet on him. And when I seen that, when I tell you, Mike, when I sat there and seen that, I said, you know what? Yeah, we ain't doing this no more. He had a whole anklet running around preaching the word of God. Come to find out, while he preaching the word of God and he running around with the anklet, he was out here selling drugs and had prostitutes. Do you think that I want somebody that's preaching the word of God sounding like that coming from them? Yeah, no.
Mhm. Well, let me tell you what happened one time. My mother and me and my mother went to my sister's church, and we're sitting there, and they do the collection, and the deacon was standing there, and he said, "Wait a minute." He said, "God is telling me that we can get $500 more." Now, this is a little storefront church. It wasn't even 500 people in here. It
Hmm.
might have been 45, 50 people. And so he said, "Yeah, God is telling me." So my mama reaching in her purse, my sister reaching in her, and I'm standing. My mama said, "You ain't giving." I said, "I ain't heard God say nothing." God said, "I hear God say it to me. I'm not gonna go by what He said.
Right, right.
Come on,
I'm
we
sorry.
can do better than that."
I didn't mean to laugh like that, CMA, but I feel you.
I would have respected him more if he had said, "I feel like we can get $500 more." Don't put that on God, because I ain't heard. Why would God tell you and don't tell me?
Right.
Come on.
What you say? Well, all y'all hear God's voice. I ain't hear shit. I ain't giving a dollar or
I
nothing.
ain't hear a damn thing. My mama, my mama just fell out loud. I said, "I ain't heard God say nothing."
But I bet
So
you
I don't
she
know.
realized. I bet you she realized. She probably looked at you at that time and realized. You know what? Well, I'm gonna just still get a dollar. But you right, son.
Yeah,
You right.
she did. Yeah, she said that. Because see, that's them trying to make people feel guilty.
Hmm.
And one thing you can't do is make me feel guilty. That's like what I'm talking about with Marvin Winans. You got up there and you do all of these damn sermons talking about gay people and how wrong gay is, but then you're gonna take this $100,000 donation from a man that got these cases filed against him for having gay harassment with the gay men and all of that. So you can take their money. But do you get what I'm saying? You shouldn't have took
No,
that
no,
man's money
no,
too.
wait. CMA, don't sit there and think that I'm saying anything wrong. But who is that person? I never heard of them before. I need you to sit there and give me some information about him so I can start reading up on him. So next time you sit there and bring him up, I know who you're talking about. I never heard of him before.
Marvin Winans is from the gospel singers, the Winans, BB and CC Winans.
Okay,
Um,
yes.
the gospel family. It's what is tomorrow? What is it? Ain't no need to worry what tomorrow is going to bring. It'll be they big time gospel family, the Winans.
No, I know who the
Um,
Winans is, but I never
yeah.
listen. I'm gonna be completely truthful with you. I know who the Winans is, but I never listened to them. I never been the type to listen to gospel music like that because it's
Oh,
just like no. I never been the type because my brother, this nigga would go to the bar and he would be sitting there drinking like hell, and then he want to sit there and put on some fucking Franklin talking about a stomp. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm
that's
not about to be sitting here doing sinning and listening to gospel music. So I know who gospel singers are, but I don't know too much about
well.
their music.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Did you watch Whitney Houston's funeral?
I know, I definitely didn't.
You didn't watch Whitney Houston's funeral?
Nope, I didn't. I
Oh,
swear.
he was the one that he was the pastor. He officiated it.
Okay.
He married Whitney. Did you watch I can do bad all by myself? Tyler Perry movie.
No, I didn't watch that movie neither. Like
Okay.
look, CMA, I hate to sit there and say this. I'm the type of person like I don't watch shit to drag me down or make me feel some type of way because I like to watch shit that makes me motivated. I'm not about to
Right.
sit there and I don't like Tyler Perry too much because Tyler Perry has a bad habit of putting black females in a certain perspective. So he's
Right.
somebody that I really don't choose to sit there and watch because the same way you're sitting there saying that black females' lives is like this is the same way white bitches' lives is like that, and they 10 times worse. So I just choose not to watch like certain things. I don't put into my energy level.
Right. Right. Well, Tyler Perry is the one that donated the $100,000 to Marvin Winans. And so my thing is this: I've said Marvin Winans always preaching against gay people, but Tyler Perry got these cases of these
Say it
men
again.
saying,
Say it
"Huh,
again. Repeat that again and say it back.
right? You
Tyler Perry
accepted
has all these what type of cases? Repeat that
gay
again.
these cases against these men are accusing him of sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you take his $100,000, but you preaching against gay people all day long while he got these cases?"
Because some people, and I'm gonna just sit there and say how I feel about this, and that's why we have our conversations when I come up on the panel.
Mm,
What I'm gonna sit there and say about this is there's a lot of so-called straight men that are not straight, that are gay or bisexual, and instead of them admitting that and accepting that to themselves, they rather hide it, and then that's when we come into the problems that we see now.
yes. Well, you know what? I have had a lot of men and that have hit on me, and I would have never thought. I mean, my cousin's friends, my sister and them friends, and I have turned and but see, I don't. If you can't be yourself, you can't fuck with me, because I'm too hands on. I'm too lovey dovey. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be doing shit, and I can't show my affection. I'm too affectionate. So I'm
Hmm.
not one. I'm not one of them people. I can't fuck with nobody. DL. I can't fuck with nobody in the closet. You know, I had a cousin. Him and his lover was together, and they had to have two separate bedroom. They got a 2 bedroom apartment because every time the mama came over, they wanted her to think that they slept in two different rooms. Fuck all that. That's too much. That's too damn much. And if I'm around you, I'll be forgotten. I'm gonna kiss your ass whenever I want to. So I'm not a good candidate to be on the down low with any damn body, because you gonna get your ass gonna be exposed
But
fucking with
but
me.
but do you know, it's like Mike, at the end of the day, everybody is not like you. Do you know that there's a lot of people that really want to be outspoken, but for some reason they go to how they family feel about them, and they
Yeah,
forget that, at the end of the day, everybody deserves to be happy. Like, please believe you me, Mike. I don't want you to take this as disrespectful on what I'm about to sit there and say, but like I tell my cousins that are gay, I'll be like, at the end of the day, if that's what you want to sit there and do, then you fucking do it. I'm not gonna be gay because you might go to hell. But then I sit there and be like, you know what? At the end of the day, God never sat there and gave anybody a notebook on how you would go to hell. So
yeah,
I can't sit there and say that by you loving the same person that you're loving, that's the same gender as you, just going to send you to hell. The only thing that I asked about when it comes to my family that's like that, I'll be like, man, just don't tell me if we sitting down here talking and I'm talking about sucking dick, and you a damn male, you better not be talking to me about you sucking dick, because now I'm gonna feel some fucking type of way.
well, you listen. I always say this. Women came here without makeup on, and they put makeup on and all that. And there's so many different sins, and I don't think people wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just suck some dick," and have the whole world against me. But see, this is what I do have a problem with. I ain't never came out to nobody because they nobody didn't know. My sister didn't sit down and say, "Look, Mike, I just want you to know I'm straight." So why the fuck am I gonna sit down? And that ain't your business who the fuck I sleep with.
That's true. But
So
I'm gonna need you to retract that one statement that women wake up and do makeup. I'm a natural face person because I believe that I look too damn good for me to cover this shit up and walk around looking extra like I'm a fucking clown. I look too get look. I
right,
love me.
this one pastor just said this, and he said, "Men, stop trying to please these women." He said, "If God can't please them, why you think you can?" He said, "They want eyelashes on their eyelash. They want butt. They want bigger. They don't like their butts. They change. They don't like their breasts. They change their breasts. They don't like their lips. They change their." And it was so funny because he was almost making sense. Like shit. He said, "If God can't satisfy, what the hell make you think you can?"
and that is so fucking true because you get all these females now that
Uh-huh.
they one minute they this way, the next minute they got a big butt, some extra boobs, and I'm just like, where the fuck did that come from? But then also you also got to remember that we have right now a, a reason why a lot of females do not like gay males, but I don't care about none of that because I just be
Mhm.
like, listen. This, as long as you respect me, I'm a respect type of person. As long as you respect me,
Right.
I'm gonna respect you and give you what you need. But one of the reasons why a lot of females don't like gay males is because a lot of gay males, and it's not even you, because you're the type of gay male that I respect the most. One of the gay
Right.
males that stand in they like I'm a man and I want to see another man. I love that.
Right.
Not you
Right.
being a man and want to see another man in a dress or
No,
have
no.
another man with boobs, and that's where the problem comes with me at because it's like now instead of us being considered as real females, they call us cis females. How am I a cis female, bitch?
Yeah.
I bleed 7 days a month. I can birth a fucking child. You can't fucking do that. So you should be the cis female and not the fuck me because I am a natural born female. You know what I'm sitting here saying? And then I don't respect the fact that there's a lot of gay men that sit there and put on dresses and wigs and then sit there and want to fight a real female. Why are you doing that? But they
Exactly.
won't fight a real man. Like, and then it'd be like, I'm not fighting that man, but I'll fight her. What are you talking about? Don't do that. See,
Now that is my
you
biggest issue too.
EMA, you're different. You're different, Mike. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like you're different from what the breed of how the people are coming up now. That's why you will get more respect than how these younger ones are coming up. Because my friend, I was at her house the other day, and daughter her daughter's friend, they've been friends for years before he even turned to a girl. They've been friends for years. And he got mad at her. He said, oh, yeah, I want her to come out here so I could beat her ass. And she said, I'm going to call my man. Her man came up there. He said, I'm not fighting your man. He's a whole man. What I look like fighting him and him putting it. I said, nigga, did you forget that you
Wow.
still is standing up? And he said he was like, Miss Brandy, he was like, that's just disrespectful. I said, no, the fuck it's not. I said, you still pissed standing up. Don't you still have something hanging from your legs? She's a born female. She could birth a child. You fucking can't. And for you to sit there and say you're not going to fight another man, which is what you are, but you willing to fight her, I said, I don't fuck with shit like that.
And you know what? That is one of the things. And I said, I am a big advocate for the LGBTQ, but there's so many names and stuff now. But that part I don't get. I hate that we can say anything we want about straight folk, but then motherfuckers want to get upset when they call them names. Stop it. Stop it. You can't call niggas punks and bitches and get mad when they call you a man because even though you're a trans. And see, I don't even know all those words, cis and trans and all of that. My thing is this. I'm a gay black man that like men. That's the whole purpose of me being a gay black man. If I wanted somebody to look like a woman, I would get a real woman. I've always been that way. I ain't never wanted to be nothing but what I am, and that's a man. And what really gets me, it's like when I remember me and my lover was out somewhere, and a girl tried to talk to me, and I said, "Oh, baby," I said, "Thank you." I said, "But this is my lover right here." She was like, "Oh my God, for real?" And that kind of tickles me when that happens. That somebody don't know. Um, Instead of me sitting there, I don't even like feminine guys. And I mean, but they can be what they want. But I don't want nobody switching and snapping their fingers and Miss Thing and girl and all of that. I don't play that. Don't call me that. Don't call me Miss Thing. Don't call me bitch. I don't play that. I'm Michael. I'm a man. I've always been that way. Oh, and then I'm gonna fight a nigga straight up. And then let him know. I'll tell a nigga in a minute, bitch, I'll fight you and fuck you. You better leave me alone.
And you know what, see, babe, like you can't be cracking that down. But at the end of the day, that's one of the reasons why I fucking respect you on
Yeah.
how you are. Like you on some, you like, listen. I like the same sex that I am, but I want the same sex that I am to come to me looking like that. You don't want
Yeah,
a male coming to you with a wig on and boobs, and you're gonna be like, you seem like you'll be like, well, if I wanted that, I would just mess with a girl and just tell her to get me a
exactly.
dildo, and then we could just do it that way.
Exactly. Even like it shocks me with the women. The women, they will get with a they call them powder puffs, but the women, the gay women that are very feminine will get with a real stud, look like a straight up nigga. And I be thinking, why not just get a man?
There you go. Just get a fat man, and he'll match your fly female.
I don't know, but maybe it's a mind thing or whatever. But for me, um, no, for me, that's the whole purpose. It's never been, and I have nothing against people that want to wear dresses, and if that's who they think they are, that's just not for me. And I tend to attract those type of people a lot. And when I tell them that that's not my cup of tea, a lot of them have an issue with that. And I'm like, you can't make me like what the fuck I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, because like you know what I sat there and told my daughter's friend when he did all that to my goddaughter, and I don't want to fight him because he's mad. I said, you know what? Back in the day, I said, you know what we used to call y'all type of niggas? We used to call y'all cross dressers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said we used to just call y'all cross dressers because y'all didn't know if y'all wanted to just wear females' clothes and play in them, or if y'all really wanted to be a girl. I said now this is why some of the problems is coming in, CMA. If you pay attention, now these men have been, well, these, I can't even sit there and say these men, these boys have now been playing in dresses to the point where they're like, I really think that I want to be a girl. Then they get stuff done with their bottom part, and then after a couple years they be like, oh, I really miss it and I really didn't want to do this. Well, you should have just been a dresser. And then, like I sit there and tell everybody, a couple years ago, you don't remember CMA when they sat there and said that they need to cut down on population, and they're trying to find a way to sit there and do that. I said what they have been doing is showing everybody how if you have sex with the same gender, you cannot procreate anymore.
Mm.
And so now they've been enforcing it more than what they used to, because when you was growing up, CMA, and even when I was growing up, that shit wasn't cool. You might get killed for doing shit like that. And for it
I,
to be
I,
out in the
I was
open
just
like
about to
this,
say that. Much less these boys thinking they can fight a girl. I, that is the part that kills me. What in your rabbit mind think that you are on the same? Your testosterone is different than hers, than her estrogen. So to fight a woman, I see so many. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. No, you're not. I would listen. I'm gay, and I would never let a trans woman or a transsexual or a drag queen fight a woman because you. I'm looking at you as a man fighting a woman, and that's not
mm,
gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna sit your ass down. Um, but then, like I said, for them to be out here and be like, he fought me. They beating up the trans girls. Stop it. Stop
yes.
it. Don't stop it. To say that's what you get for trying to fight a woman.
Yes. And then some of the males get mad when they be like, oh, I'm gonna go get my brother. And they be like, why you gonna get your brother to fight me? Because you're a fucking man. Why the fuck do you think? That's the same way that I look at when these studs and stuff be sitting there like, oh, you gonna go get your sister to sit there and fight me? Yeah, because you're a fucking woman. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm saying, like, I
See,
don't
look,
understand that.
like I saw the man beat the stud up, right? And I thought that was wrong as hell because that's still a woman.
Uh-huh.
So I don't give a fuck how hard she talk, how she looking. That's still a woman. Same
Yes.
thing goes with her. Nigga, don't put your hands on her. Same way we don't want the transsexual putting their hands on a woman. It
So,
worked both
okay,
ways.
so can I ask you this, Mike? Are we in agreement with the fact that a lot of over the years, it's been so confusing that a lot of people sat there and was so confused that they lost respect for the genders?
Um, I don't think they lost respect for it. We just all confused as fuck. Cause I'm confused as fuck now. Um, back in the day, it was fish, Tristan trade. That was real fish was real women. Real trade was real guys, the straight women, straight men. Fish, Tristan trade. The fish was motherfuckers that acted like girls. Fish was the bottoms. Tris was the ones that go both ways, and trade was the top. Now
Okay.
all this other shit and pansexual and wait, this one that really gets me. A power bottom. I'm like, what the fuck is a power
What is a
bottom?
power bottle? I was about to ask you that. I was about to say, what the hell is a power bottle? Because I sat there and I heard about that. And then with the pansexuals, I heard that pansexuals, they love anything where they will fuck dogs, cats, birds, pigeons, people, children, whatever, because they are supposed to be hypersexual.
I think pansexual. No, the other one is when they fall in love with your mind. It's another.
That's not
You know,
pansexual. No,
no, that's
pansexual is the bad thing. Do you remember hearing about the one serial killer that went and raped them little girls from what was it? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Chicago, and I think he got caught in New York. His name, oh my goodness, was it Edmonds or something? It was 1980 something, and he was the first person that they considered as a pansexual because he just was so hypersexual. He didn't care as long as he had sex with anything.
mm, wow.
Even
See,
even when he went to jail, he didn't care because he was supposed to be a straight male when he was out, and he was just raping little kids and females, and he had a female with him. And when he went to jail, he was having sex with men. He was just hypersexual.
look, my thing is that either you like to fuck or you like to get fucked. I ain't got time for all that other shit. That is too complicated for me. And
Well, I'm off
maybe that
tomorrow, so when I sit there and Google his name, I'm just letting you know I'm off tomorrow. So when I Google his name and figure out who he is, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Oh, I'm gonna put it in your chat when I come to your chat and be like, "This is who I was talking about."
oh, but I think a lot of these people um I never thought we would be in a time where people think that it's cool or it's the end thing to be bisexual or to be something because half these people really ain't, they just want to do it because it's the end thing to do. They don't know how those times, I'm talking about my times in the early 80s when you had to fight motherfuckers and hide and bitches wanted to jump on you, and it's easy for you little motherfuckers now, but you got to realize the people that paved the way for their ass to get there to be like that. How many times I had to whoop a nigga ass because of who I was? Come on. And they just take it for granted, and and doing anybody and anything, and you know, uh-uh. Nigga, we fought
But
for this.
so by you sitting there saying that, and you sitting there saying that you paved the way, are you disappointed in how they're handling this situation now when you know what you had to go through and all the things and that you had to accomplish and try to make it okay for you to be able to walk smoothly? Do you think that they're handling it just recklessly, or do you think that they're handling it correctly?
I think that the younger generation is so disrespectful that I give you an example. I was at a gay bar. I had did some comedy there. Me and some friends. And some of my family was there. And I went to use the bathroom. And the two young guys were in there arguing. And I said, "Excuse me," because I was trying to get to the stall. Now, both of these guys were young enough to be my children. They had to be 30, 30 something, and they could be my kid. So as I was going past, I tapped one on the shoulder. I said, "Y'all, hey," I said, "what y'all doing that for? Y'all got a whole world out there against y'all. Say that energy for them, because when y'all leave out of here, they gonna want to fuck y'all up. Why y'all fighting each other?" And I go on to the bath, and then The one guy said, "Notice Queen didn't just put his hand on my shoulder." I
Oh
looked.
no.
He said, "Notice Queen didn't just touch me." And I looked, and I said, "You just like a deer in the headlights." And he was like, "Huh?" I wanted to say, "Cause bitch, I could beat your motherfucking ass, lock this door, fuck both y'all up, walk out, and nobody would ever know."
That
But
part.
that would have defeated the purpose. I said, "Baby, let me tell you something. You act like me being old is a bad thing." Yes, I'm old. I said, "You got two choices: either die young or get old." I said, "You better hope you make it to my age." I said, and second of all, I paid away for it. I said, "Y'all out here, you not even gonna get to y'all sitting here fighting each other. And yet you wanna let me have it." And I had to just walk out because I was about to beat their asses. That would have defeated the purpose of what I was trying to do.
Right.
Motherfucker. But I don't talk to them because they always the first thing is, "Oh, y'all old, you jealous." No, ain't nobody. First of all, you motherfuckers look old as me. Second, it's somebody, when I was younger and somebody said something to me older, I listen. I might not have did what they said or let it go in one ear out the other, but I respected them because they was older and I knew what they had to go through to pave the way.
Yeah, and
And I
then at
don't.
the end of the day, if it wasn't for you, because you're somebody too that did that, you made sure, like you said, paved the way.
We had a gay bar here in Detroit where it was popular, and when the bar was let out, it's like the other bars that was around, the straight bars, the straight guys would get drunk and be like, "Let's go fuck with them faggots," and they would come around, and we'd be out there fucking their asses up. Do you hear me? We would beat they motherfucking asses, and that's why some of you little young bitches can walk around now and don't nobody fuck with y'all because they got tired of getting their ass whooped.
Right?
We whooped a lot of ass in the '80s, so you bitches can walk around in the 2000s. Come
Hmm.
on, come on.
That's why they need to sit there and respect y'all, because the way that they're sitting there doing this, because from when I was growing up to seeing that and then to seeing how it is right now, I'm just like, yeah, y'all are just a disappointment. Like if I was in y'all community, I would feel some type of way just because of how they go around acting now.
Mhm. I see they really just don't respect. I went to Atlanta, and I hadn't been in Atlanta in a long time, and I had a layover. So I went downtown Atlanta. When I told you, I would say, if I see another motherfucker with a personal wig on it, I got tired. And I'm
What
gay.
you say? Y'all ain't get tired. I got tired. Like what the fuck is going on?
I went into Burger King. Everybody that worked there was a drag queen. I mean, I said, wait a minute, y'all. See, I couldn't do this every month. I couldn't be around this shit every fucking day. I need to see some real women. I grew up in a household full of women, so but to and see, my mama just wasn't playing that, and it's nothing against them, but and now they can get a job because back in the day you couldn't get a job. The only job you can get was hoeing or doing drag queen shows. But I mean, they were working everywhere. Everybody had a purse. Everybody had a wig on. Everybody had nails on. And I was just like, oh my God, this the gay mecca of the motherfucking world.
Well, it's a good thing that you had the type of mother that you had. She didn't sit there and make you feel like you had to get out there and do certain things, because nowadays these parents, they just own their child and then they be like, you go ahead, and then they want to change into females, and I just be like, oh my goodness, like where's the love at? That's what I be looking at. Where the fuck is the love at?
No, I'm like this. Mama, okay, you don't let a child at that age tell you what the fuck they want to do. My mom was like this. I was 14 when I kind of figured out what I wanted. She said, I'll tell you what, You can be what you want to be, but it's gonna be after you move up out of here, you're gonna act accordingly while you under my roof. And so it wasn't none of that. Hell yeah, I did a little sneaky shit when I left the house. But these kids nowadays, it's so many homeless ones. They'll want to leave home and be. I had to be me. Bitch, you dumb as hell. You'll give up the comfort of your mom and them taking care all because you want to dress that way. Thank God. First of all, you wouldn't embarrass the fuck out of me to go tell my mom I like a dress. She would be like, bitch, I'm gonna bust you in your motherfucking head. You in that dress. See, Michael Land was not gonna have it. So that never was even a motherfucking thought. But a lot of these kids will be homeless instead of staying under their mama roof because they want to be grown. Baby, I stayed right there with Michael Land until I was 18. I got everything I could. And I still snuck out and went to the bars. It was a way to do that. But I wasn't going to just go out there and live out in the street because I wanted to be me. Shit. Did nobody give a fuck about you like your mama?
Mm-hmm.
These kids nowadays, they so grown. And they have a lot more resources. They can run away from home and they got a place here called the Ruth Handler Center where it's just for the young youth, the young gay youth. They can stay and they provide for them. We didn't have none of that when we was younger. Mm-mm. But they'll learn. But I just think that disrespect for the older gay community, is just out of order. That's why I don't say nothing to them.
Yeah, so Mike, so do you think that, because it sounds like you had it, do you think that like your mom was a better like she was a good parent to be able to cater to you, like, and walk you through the situation that you felt like you was going through to get to where you are right now?
Well, I think my mother, she was learning as we were going along because she couldn't stand it. And we had our moments, but I had to tell her this too. I said, look, there's a lot of men you would look that I didn't like. I said, if you love me any different from the day you knew, then you didn't love me at all. And but I think it was easy for her because she didn't have to adjust to me dressing no type of way. I still was me. So she didn't have to go to that because my mom, listen, my friends would tell me, oh my God, I wish I had a mother like you. My mom would go to the gay bars with me. We would go out and cook for the gay community, the little young ones. We would cook dinner. And they loved my mom. And I was like, no, she wasn't always there. I had to get her to that point. But it had a lot to do with it because she didn't have to call me another name. It wasn't like I changed my appearance or now I want you to call me Fluffy or Tina. I was still Michael. I was still her son. So I think it was easy for her because the only difference is me telling her that, but I still was the same person. So
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I can only imagine what some parents feel when they kids tell them, "Look, this is who I am," and now you're gonna see this whole different person. I can imagine that's hard to go from calling your son Robert to Roberta.
So I look at it, it definitely is because I always sat there and told my kids, like, if you really want to sit there, if you feel like you that way, let me know. Because I always told them, if you walk in here with a dress and a wig, I'm going to just sit there and be like, you come back when you my son. Because I ain't about to be sitting there talking to you like that right now.
Well, you have a lot of children that get upset when their mama don't call them by the name they want them to call them by. And I tell the kids that you also have to give your parent an adjustment period. If they never call you by your new name, that ain't because they don't love you. See, even if I was somebody and I was dressing up as I wouldn't care whether my mama called me Michael or whatever my new name was. Just the fact she was still talking to me would make me, be satisfied. And you have a lot of people that fall in love because they want you. This is my new name, and that's what I want you to call me, bitch. If you don't shut the fuck up, she named you that motherfucking name. It's answer
Right?
damn that. Yeah, that's the one person that get away with that shit. My mom would have fucked me if I told her to call me a new name.
Well, Mike, I'm about to sit there and drop down because I just hear a lot of wishy washy right now. So
Yeah, I heard something too. But yeah, thanks for coming up.
it's always good to come up and talk to you, Mike. We always have good conversations, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you had me cracking up tonight as usual. All right, all right, baby.
Well, I love you. Have a good night. I'm gonna drop down.
All right, love you too, girl. All right, thanks for coming up. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh, y'all know what that was? That was my machine. I'll be like, I hear it too. I forgot that this machine is making beep beep. Okay, yeah, that was good. Well, we did go, but to go back to Marvin Winans and to say, why do you talk about gay folk, but yet you took this man's money, who it is highly suspected that Tyler Perry is a black gay man, but that money, that money, so make you act funny, won't it? Marvin, Pastor Marvin. What's that? Marvin Lee Winans, Marvin L. Winans. I don't know what the L for, but it's Marvin L. Winans. Um, Get that man his money back, or be friends with us gay guys. Don't take no money from us gay guys if you don't like us being gay. He made that money wearing dresses, baby. That don't bother you. And fake titties and wigs. That don't bother you, Pastor. All money ain't good money, Pastor. Remember that. But you bragged that from the mountain. He gave $100,000. Yeah, boo. But a gay black man, would you have to give him to get it? Come on, somebody. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this live. I've been on here. I'm gonna go to these YouTube streets and just watch y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something up out of this. Support the channel and all of that. Um, Thank you guys for being over here and enjoying it. I'm sure people will watch more in the replay than they actually watched tonight. But anyway, y'all. Thanks. Shout out to Brandy for coming up. Always keeping it live and keeping it real. So with that being said, y'all, this your boy comedian Michael Allen. I'm out. Peace.